So let's go to segment 3 where it's 5 travel tips of the week.
Okay, I'll
This
start.
is a good topic. I want you to
All right.
take charge.
So, travel tips. Reach out before you start panic booking.
When should you reach out?
Oh, but it doesn't say when. There's no when.
When should you reach out to your travel advisor?
Oh, okay. So when should you reach out to your travel advisor? Reach
Yeah.
out before you start panic
So
booking.
tip 1 is
reach out before you start panic booking a complicated trip. But
Yes.
this happens all the time.
Yeah.
So do I give like my
No, please.
Okay.
This is
So recently I've had a surge of clients and I have noticed that many of them I've already started booking. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm so overwhelmed. There's so much information. I'm overstimulated. I do not know where to start. Here's what I have. I get a lot of that. I get a lot of that. I used to do this so much when I was younger. I used to enjoy it, but now I don't enjoy it anymore because there is so much information, but they've already started some kind of idea. So I always like to say, if you can find a travel advisor that you mesh with and they're listening to you and they're able to help you, I think you need to use them, especially when it comes to large groups and multi-generational needs.
Yeah.
Even like I get for bachelor parties, bachelorette parties for cruises. You're talking about 10 cabins, 2 in this room, 4 in this one. That's a lot of information for one person to process.
Yeah.
But that's what we're here for. And we have systems to do all of that. We can help. And I just feel like...
Well, it says here, like, why is it important? Like, don't panic when it's a complicated trip. That's the best time to get a travel advisor. Not when you're going to the Bahamas for a week in the same hotel. No, like hire us when you have you want to do multi-city, complicated, big group, multi-stop Euro trips, safaris, honeymoons, expedition.
And you're moving around a lot. That's a lot of logistics.
Yeah.
And I get a lot, like I get a lot of overwhelmingness. Like, oh, I thought this, and also too, a lot travel advisors travel, so they've either been there, done that, have information. So I just feel like you should reach out before, and like everybody else, reach out when you've already realized it's too complicated.
Yeah, and to your point, the travel advisors have connections in those cities that you're going to. They have vendors that those vendors want to work with those travel advisors. So you're going to be in better hands than you panicking, you just getting a list from Google or ChatGPT or whatever.
I also have gotten, I booked this whatever, but then when I went to go book something and it was available, now it's not available. So a lot of times, since we have boots on the ground, we can call a different supplier and get that same tour. So,
could I give an example?
Yeah.
Okay, so why you should have a travel advisor. She had a client, and I jumped in and helped. She had a client where it was booked through VRBO.
Okay. Which travel advisors can book.
Yes, we can. And what's crazy is when the client arrived, they had no access to the room. They could not contact the manager of that property. So they called.
And normally, and I just want to add this, normally, if it was just a couple, they could just roll over to a little cafe, get a little coffee, drink. But they were moving their daughter that was doing study abroad. I think they had about 8 luggages for 3 people.
Yeah, it's
so
crazy.
they were not mobile. They weren't there.
Yeah. So what's crazy is that you have an elderly person, you have like 3 people with a lot of luggage. And then, so because she booked it through VRBO, we called VRBO. We did our due diligence for the client, where basically in a matter of just a few minutes, we got them a new hotel, we got them a taxi to get on their way. Like, those are things that when you're in that situation, you need a backup. And that's exactly what it is. And especially if it's complicated, like a cat in your podcast. So yeah, definitely. So let's go to hack number 2, babe.
So this drives me insane. Like, when else should I reach out? When you want perks, VIP treatment, or insider access, we do not get deals. Many times we get the same price as you. Sometimes we get a better price. The difference is that we work directly with these suppliers. So with that, because I work with suppliers, I was able to get a couple transfers that are usually $100 or more for free because I work with the supplier. I give them a lot of business. They were able to help me out. Perks, VIP treatment, send bottles of champagne
Yeah.
to the room. And also too, like another example, I always say get a private driver. Given it the same family that got stuck yesterday, they wanted a private vineyard through the Prosecco region. And not only did the driver help them out and brought them to other places, gave them a list of like all these gluten-free restaurants. They had the best time, dropped them off where they wanted to go versus what the tour was supposed to say. Like all of those insider access. And now I have a great relationship with that driver. So for me, that doesn't happen when you book things just like through a website.
I think the best way to put it is, let's say you book it through online and you book it through a travel advisor, right? Once you book it online, that's it. That's your trip. Whatever you experience over there, you're going to have to deal with it, right? A travel advisor in many ways is like an insurance and an upgrade. Why? Because that person's going to be with you the whole, at least how Dorian Destinations does it. We're with you in your whole trip. Anything goes wrong, we got your back. Not only that, when you get to your hotel room, you're going to have a bottle of champagne. It's like making, for the same price, you're just making your experience stress-free and more VIP treatment.
Which to me, I know luxury things like, staying at the nicest hotel. And that is, yes, that's great. Awesome. But when you have somebody that is following along your trip, making sure you're getting picked up, that you don't have to stress, trying to get you refunds that were, let's say something didn't work out and that you're enjoying your trip. That's why you're hiring somebody to take off that stress. That to me is luxury.
Yeah.
And so those are just added bonuses. And it's just different. I feel like
it's like your butler while you're traveling. Hey, I need this. I got you. Boom. And we take care of it.
That's what I like to say. It's a concierge service.
Yeah. I just can't say that word. That's why I say butler.
Oh.
All right. So
hack 3, reach out when the rules, risk, or disruptions feel overwhelming. So that's another thing, what if I book this? Do I get a refund? And I get that all the time. When I do fully refundable, it's more money. And I'm thinking, yeah, that's an extra money for insurance. If you need to cancel, that's why I do all my stuff with fully refundable. Accidents happen, things happen, flights get delayed. So you want to make sure that you have those rules in place. And that's why we're here. We're here to protect you.
Yeah.
And it may seem an extra $50 is too much, for that protection. But in the long run, it could be protecting you for hundreds of dollars. Yeah. And so that's why we're here, to give you like a bit of a peace of mind and all of that, and not to make risk. And you don't want.
Well, to your point, what a travel advisor is when the shit goes bad in your travels,
and things happen,
instead of it being loaded on you, you're just shifting it to the travel advisor, because that's where she earned the money. And it's funny, I even said this before I even did this research. When that happened with the client, and God knows she was focused and getting it done. It is stressful, but she was on it. I told her, I go, now you're earning your money, because that's exactly that's what travel advisors are. When the shit hits the fan, we're there to clean it up,
No, and I sent them a bottle of wine, and and look, they had a beautiful day today. So for me, and they're sending me pictures, I was a little jealous, but those are just those things.
So number 4,
reach out when you don't have time to research well. So that I would say is a good 90% of my travelers. They're busy professionals, they're working, and they don't have the time to do the research. And a lot of my clients are repeat clients, which to me says a lot. Hey, I don't have time. This is where I want to go. And I do the work for them, and I know where they want to stay, the type of stays that they want, the type of tours that they want. And for me, I think that's where I excel. I have the time to research, because that's my job, is to research, and I actually enjoy it.
Yeah.
And I do. Today I had another client. They were like, "Oh, I used to do this all the time, and we're doing a cruise and this and that, but now there's 7 of us, and I don't want to do it. Like, I don't want to do the research." And I'm like, "Yeah, I got you. Like, whatever you need, and give me a couple of days, and I'll get back with you some answers." And that's my job, right?
It's and it's worth every penny, I'm telling you. All right, so the last one, babe,
is reach out when you're trying somewhere new or spending serious money. 100%. I will have the answers. Advisors should have the answers. This happens too when we're doing multi-generational or like safaris. Those are thousands of dollars.
Mhm.
Safaris, a lot of river cruising. There's so many river cruises now. A lot of people are getting more keen to smaller ocean liners. So it's like, which ocean liners do I do? Which one is this? I'm about to put down a pretty penny, and I want to make sure that this is the right for me. That's why we do ship inspections. That's why we do fam trips. A lot of people are like, "Oh, you travel all over." Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm putting in the work. It's work. Yes, I'm having a great time, but I'm also doing the research for you before you go. We went
Mm.
to Morocco during Christmas, and we did a little bit of luxury and a little bit of like back and forth. And I wanted to just feel, all different levels of traveling. And now I'm doing 100% luxury going back. I did that. I'm proud of that trip.
Yeah.
So that's why we do fam trips, ship inspections. We taste the food, eat the
Mhm.
food, check those things out, and those things matter.
Yeah,
So
I think again, going back to you're spending a lot of money. This is a big investment. It's like okay, let's say you buy a car. You're gonna buy a warranty, right? Bumper to bumper, because you're spending so much money, and it's a cost. You want to make sure you're protected. That's what a travel advisor is. That's what it is. It's they're making your travel advisors are making sure that your money is well invested, and that because you don't want to go on this trip that you spent so much money on stressed and pissed. So you want somebody to take care of it for you, so you could actually enjoy what you pay for, get return on investment.
yep.
Yeah. So that was a great segment. I love that one.